I'm Scott from South Florida Insider, and I'm here with...
This is Richard.
And Richard, you got a show coming up pretty soon in South Florida. So far, how's the road been on your way leading up to this show?
Oh, it's been great. You know, we just had a big week of hometown show in DC for us, and we just played the Garden on Saturday, and so we kind of just been riding this wave, and we're going to ride it all the way down to Florida and continue the rest of the tour.
How was the show in the Garden? I know that's not your first time there.
There's something magical about that place. But in order to pull off, the big show, everything has to align, and there's just so many factors, the crowd, how the band plays, how ticket sales are, and it's very rare that all those things line up. And when they do, it's great. When it happens inside Madison Square Garden, it's even better. So for us, it was the best show. I could say it was easily one of the best shows of our 4-year career.
Wow, that's something to say. Do you see stuff like that kind of going with the band? I mean, everybody always talks about the maturation of the band, but with you guys as a whole, I mean, obviously this past album, All Sides, was very diverse. Do you see it more as something like you're maturing, or just something different that you wanted to try?
I think it's definitely that we're more mature as a band, and that we've grown and evolved. I think whenever we make a record, it's pretty much putting a stamp in time of where our band is at that moment. What music we're listening to, how we're writing our songs, and how we're playing off each other, how the chemistry is in the band. And with All Sides, we brought to the table all different types of songs, songs that had the reggae vibe, the old O.A.R. vibe, songs that we wrote strictly just for radio. We wanted to write short, great pop songs. We wanted to write groove-based reggae tunes. We wanted to write, ballads, slow songs. Just basically any song that we could think of that we brought to the table was fair game, and it was just basically whatever was able to make the record. We just wanted to keep the best songs.
So was it more of a thing then, I guess, with this album that, you had an idea of the type of songs that you wanted to do, but you wanted it to kind of flow naturally within those songs?
Yeah, you could say that. I mean, before we started making the record, we wanted to make sure that we had the song, a single. And when Shattered came along, we knew that we had the song. And once that's in place, honestly, a lot of pressure gets off your shoulders, and you can kind of just go in there and not worry about, playing the game and who you have to make happy. At that point, you're strictly just trying to make yourself happy. And that is, I think that's the big success to making a record for us that we're happy about.
So you weren't really worried about, criticism one way or the other about those fans that want to hear, all the old classics, like Crazy Game, Hey Girl, She Gone, so forth?
Right. No, we're not worried about that at all. I think a lot of people, who may criticize us, I mean, just understand that when we made that first record that had Poker on it and, Missing Pieces, and the very first one, we made that in high school. We were 16. If we made that same record over and over again, this band wouldn't be together. One of the reasons why this band has lived for so long is because of we've always tried to reinvent ourselves and do things interesting for us and not for other people. If we do this for other people and make old fans, new fans happy, then this band wouldn't last this long.
Recently, I noticed that you just released the new single "Love Is Worth the Fall" onto iTunes, and didn't you already have it released on the Twilight soundtrack?
Yes, it was released for the Twilight soundtrack, but the way it was released, it wasn't on the soundtrack. It got released on the DVD, deluxe version. Something that wasn't what everyone was listening to. And we thought the song was such a fun song, and we enjoyed writing it so much that we figured, why don't we try and release it as a single so people can pick it up and give it a little more exposure than just, having it on, whatever deluxe version that it's on. and that's why we did that.
So will that song find a place on the next album, or is that really its place where it is right now?
I think it's where its place is right now. When we had the opportunity to write that song for Twilight, it was an honor to do that. They didn't ask everyone, and the fact that we actually were able to get the song on the soundtrack and they wanted to keep it, then that was even more of an honor. So, for us, that's a whole world that we've always wanted to, kind of attempt, and we've never had a chance until this. So hopefully this could open some more doors for us to write for scores and soundtracks and movies and such things.
And I also noticed on your website that, obviously you guys do a lot of things with Twitter and so forth, and you got somebody to pitch you lyrics of a song. Have you guys worked with that song yet? And any idea when you guys are going to be, putting that out on iTunes or anything?
Right. We as a band, you're always trying to think of new cool ways to be in touch with their fan base. And Mark, our singer, came up with this great idea. Why don't we have this co-write Twitter contest where people can submit lyrics, for a verse or a chorus, pre-chorus, a bridge, basically all the parts of a song, and see what happens, And he literally read through hundreds and hundreds of lyrics that were submitted and chose the best ones that he thought worked best and flowed the best together. And then after reading the lyrics, came up with the title. The song's called Light Switch Sky. And we wanted to document the whole process of writing the song. We've had one session that we've already posted on the band's YouTube, and just kind of how the songwriting process works for us, how it's going to work for the song. And part 2 should be coming up shortly. I don't know when the song will be finished because it's just kind of whenever we find time within the busy tour schedule, we sit down and have a session. And but the first session went well, so I'm pretty sure we might be pretty close to finishing it by the end of this tour. Maybe not recording it, but at least having the song in our heads.
Sounds good. And just curious too. Playing off of what you said about the track being released on Twilight. If you guys could release one of your tracks, I guess, with any actress or actor or even a show, what would it be and why? So many people love hearing their music in different spectrums. What about you guys?
It would be great. We watch a lot of funny movies on the road. From Seth Rogen to Paul Rudd, and it's just like hilarious stuff. If we could find ourselves in the comedy that. There's always, every tour, there's a movie that we always continually watch over and over again. And that just turns out to be the movie for that tour. And then, that for the next month, everyone's quoting from that movie. And I think if we could find ourselves in a funny comedy, that'd be really fun.
And just kind of wrapping things up, what's going on with you guys in the future? I thought I heard something about a live album in the works.
Yes, we are putting a live record out live from Chicago. I don't know the exact name of it yet, but we did 2 nights in Northerly Island, Ireland, in Chicago, and we're gonna release that as a live set.
All right, well, that's about it. If you got anything you'd like to add.
No, thank you so much for talking to us. Thanks for taking the time.